You know, we like to think we've got a pretty good handle on history, that all the big events are neatly cataloged and explained in our textbooks. But what if that's not really the whole story?
Yeah, just think about it for a second. Entire colonies that literally vanished, ancient books written in a language nobody on Earth can read, and of course, colossal structures that we still can't say for sure how they were built. These aren't just campfire stories. They're real gaping holes in what we know.
So, let's get into it. We're going to treat this like a real investigation, opening up the case files on 3 historical puzzles that have stumped the smartest people for centuries.
Okay, so our first case file takes us all the way back to the late 1500s, to the coast of what is now North Carolina. The location is Roanoke Island, and it's the setting for one of America's oldest and, frankly, creepiest mysteries. So here's the rundown of what happened. In 1587, about 115 English settlers land on this island to build a new life. Pretty standard stuff. Their leader, a guy named John White, has to sail back to England for more supplies. He thinks he'll be back soon, but a war breaks out and he's delayed for 3 long years.
And when John White finally makes it back in 1590, he finds, well, pretty much nothing. The settlement, all the houses, the fortifications, it's all gone. Every man, woman, and child completely vanished.
Okay, so this is where it gets really weird. There were no bodies, no skeletons, no signs of a battle or a struggle. The houses hadn't been burned down, they'd been carefully dismantled. It was like they just packed up and walked away. But to where?
The only clue left behind was a single, cryptic word carved into a fence post: Croatoan. What was it? A message? A warning? A destination? For over 400 years, this one word has been the central clue in this incredible mystery.
So what does Croatoan actually mean? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? One big theory is that the settlers, probably starving, went to live with the local Croatoan people, who were known to be friendly. But then you have to wonder, could something else have happened? A disease? A hidden conflict? We just don't know. The Lost Colony remains a totally open case. All right, for our next case, we're swapping a vanished colony for something, well, something you can hold in your hands, but still can't understand. Let's talk about the Voynich Manuscript. It just might be the most mysterious book in the entire world.
So what is it? Basically, it's this old book that a dealer named Wilfred Voynich found way back in 1912. We've carbon-dated the pages, and we know they're from the early 1400s. But the text itself, it's written in a beautiful, flowing script that matches no known language on Earth.
And if you think the writing is weird, wait till you see the pictures. I mean, this is not your average book from the Middle Ages. It's packed with detailed drawings of plants that botanists have never seen, bizarre star charts, and these strange, unsettling pictures of little figures bathing in weird green pools. What is this book trying to tell us? And listen, it's not like people haven't tried to crack this thing. We're talking about the best of the best, the kind of top-level code breakers who broke Nazi codes in World War II. We've thrown linguists at it, historians, even modern, powerful artificial intelligence. And the result? Nothing. Total failure. Not one single word has ever been reliably translated.
So, you're left with these 2 mind-bending possibilities, right? Is this thing a priceless key to some kind of lost knowledge? Ancient medicine, maybe? Alchemy? Or is it just the most elaborate, most brilliant, centuries-old prank ever pulled? The fact that we still can't decide is what makes it so fascinating.
Okay, for our last case file, we're going big. I mean really big. We're heading back over 4,500 years to ancient Egypt to look at a mystery that was built to last forever: the Great Pyramids of Giza. They're one of the most famous structures on Earth, yet how they were built is still a massive puzzle.
So let's just try to wrap our heads around the scale here. The Great Pyramid alone is made of roughly 2.3 million massive stone blocks. Just try to picture that number. It's staggering. And these aren't just little rocks, right? The average block weighs 2.5 tons. That's about the same as a car. But some of the granite blocks used for the inner chambers, they weigh up to 80 tons. 80! How in the world did a society with no modern machines move something that heavy with such perfect precision?
Okay, so what do the experts say? Well, the main theories usually involve these huge ramps that they would have built alongside the pyramid to haul the stones up. They also would have used sleds and complex levers, and there's even evidence they might have wet the sand in front of the sleds to make them slide easier.
But, and this is a huge but, for all the theories, there's one thing missing. We have never, ever found a complete blueprint, no single papyrus that says, here's how you build a pyramid, step by step. And we know the Egyptians were amazing record keepers. So why is that specific information gone? It's a gap that just begs for an explanation.
And, that lack of a clear answer, that's what's led to some of the more, let's say, out there theories over the years. People have suggested everything from a forgotten advanced technology to help from aliens. Now, most scientists don't buy into that, but the fact that those theories even exist shows you just how incredible this achievement really was.
So, okay, let's debrief. We've looked at 3 incredible case files. Each one is a totally different kind of mystery, a different kind of blank space in our history books. We've got missing people, a missing language, and a missing instruction manual.
So we have the Lost Colony of Roanoke, an entire community that just walked out of the pages of history. Then there's the Voynich Manuscript, a book that's holding its secrets behind a code no one can break. And finally, the Great Pyramids, a monument so impossibly grand, we're still debating how it was even possible.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? These mysteries show us that history isn't a finished story. It's an active investigation. And maybe, just maybe, one day we'll find the missing pieces and finally get some answers.